Hey kids! Today we're going to be learning about intimacy-seeking stalkers. So what is stalking? Stalking is to pursue or approach stealthily an individual without consent, or in legal terms is a criminal act that occurs by repeated harassing or threatening behavior towards an individual. Alternatively, it can be unwanted or obsessive attention by an individual towards another person. Some examples of stalking are following a person, leaving written messages, or repeatedly calling them. While there are many types of stalkers, an intimacy-seeking stalker wants to obtain an intimate or sexual relationship with a victim who they deludedly believe is their true love. The people that most embody this variation of stalking tend to be socially immature, loners, and struggle to succeed at establishing close relationships with others. Some of these stalkers also suffer from a mental illness known as erotomania. This leads them to believe the victim shares in their true love despite having never met. Almost all intimacy-seeking stalkers possess the delusional belief that the victim loves them back. Intimacy-seeking stalkers tend to write letters, send gifts, repeatedly call their victims,
Nico, it's Roman. Let's go bowling.
and actively seeks their attention. However, they can participate in other activities such as visiting the victim at their place of residence or work, or alternatively stalking them on the internet via social media. Some famous examples of intimacy-seeking stalking include David Letterman and Mary Ray, as well as me and my girlfriend. Just kidding. We're not famous. Yet. Mary Ray suffered from the aforementioned erotomania. As such, she stalked David Letterman despite the two never actually having met. She must have confused him for a recovering alcoholic cookie monster as she left empty whiskey bottles and cookies amongst the love letters in his driveway. Either way, she was caught stealing his Porsche in 1988 with her 3-year-old son where she claimed to be his wife. Over the next few years, Mary Ray had been arrested for trespassing on Letterman's property a total of 8 times, even going so far as to one time being discovered sleeping on his private tennis court. According to Novabucks.org, because no government site would disclose the figures, cough cough, every year approximately 6.6 million Americans, as in the only part of America that matters, are victims of stalking. Furthermore, much to the dismay of Tumblr feminists, women are nearly 3 times more likely to be stalked rather than their male counterpart. Additionally, almost 3 out of 4 victims know their respective offender in some capacity. Sources vary, but supposedly the act of stalking carries a maximum penalty of 10 years imprisonment. The majority of people who are charged guilty of stalking do not tend to serve the maximum penalty of imprisonment. Most people charged with the offence will have a conviction recorded with the punishment being imposed on them. A court will normally decide one or more of the following penalties for a charge of stalking: imprisonment, which is self-evident; suspended sentence. A suspended sentence means you will not go to jail unless you commit another offence in the period of time set by the court. Community corrections orders. Somewhat like community service, this entails either unpaid work, supervision, treatment/rehabilitation, bans on going to certain places, and or attending court for the magistrate to check on your progress. Fines. You have to pay money depending on what the court sees fit, which some may argue crosses a fine line. Adjourned undertaking. Similar to a suspended sentence, but you may have to see a counsellor, complete a course, or make a charitable donation. Discharge. This one can be a bit annoying, like when a parent walks into your room without knocking while you're polishing your rocket or cleaning your rifle. A discharge is when you are found guilty and while there is no penalty, you still receive a conviction. Dismissal. Much like when the girl disses your advances, it could be worse, but at least they're pulling you down easy. A dismissal is after you are found guilty, meaning your reputation is still damaged. There is no penalty or conviction. Diversion. A program that can allow you to avoid court if you have been a moral citizen before the incident. Not that kind of model, but you get the idea. And a restraining order. A restraining order is a... Oh. So that's the reason I received your letter from my ex on Valentine's Day. And these are just the common ways the court can combat stalking. So just remember kids, The next time that malicious van follows you home from school and offers you free candy in the boot, always enter, they might have whiz-fizz. Either way, this has been a pasty white guy telling subpar jokes through shoddy ass drawings. Shout out to audible.com for sponsoring this video, and don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe.